Hey, HadesOmega here. I'm doing a video on how I'm modifying my Detolf case. This is one way I've done it. I learned this on the interweb recently, so this is how they do it, and I'll kind of tell you like my experience doing it. I'll show you the other way I do it too. So yeah, I just moved and I wanted to add extra shelves to this. I've actually added extra shelves to my Detolf before. So these are the Ikea Detolf display cases, ones you can get for 60 bucks. I just buy them off of Craigslist off of people, so I don't have to build them myself. But anyway, in the past, what I've done before is I've gotten some plexiglass, and actually had some extra glass shelves. I don't know how I got. I think someone I bought one of the cases with I already had some extra shelves, so I don't know how they install them, but what I did is I went to Tap Plastics and I bought a plexiglass and some rods. So I had them custom cut me some plexiglass, now it's expensive doing it this way. I don't remember how much I paid. I think for about 3 shelves was about 40 or 50 bucks. So, but I'll tell you, it costs about the same as what I'm doing right now. So, but I wanted to try it out. So this is the way I've done it before. It's basically I make a little table and I put it on top of the existing shelf. So yeah, and then basically it cuts your shelf in half. It cuts the area in half, but it gives you extra shelf. So if you got a lot of small figures to display, that'll works pretty good. See, these are little pies figures. They fit in there pretty good. For the big figures, well, it's not gonna work because they're big. But you can so what I did is I don't remember the exact dimensions, but obviously I don't think it matters. I think it was I think all I did was I cut the same shelf size for the plexiglass. Now, plexiglass is not very it's not very strong. It's not very rigid. What they told me at Tap Plastics is that if you're going to use it as a table or something, you need to make it thicker. So this is 1/8 thick, I think. I don't know. I'm telling you now. I think that's a 1/2 inch thick. Wait, let me check. Let me double check. Never mind. I checked it. It's about a 1/4 inch. So that's a 1/4 inch thick plexiglass right there. So you have to have double the thickness for plexiglass. Because they told me it would bow in the center. If you ever seen those plastic shelves for like storing stuff, and you put a lot of stuff on the center, it starts to droop after a while, and that's probably what happens with this. But I've had these for a long time already, and they work great. This is the way I've always done it. So basically what I do is, I get the plexiglass, I get it 1/4 inch thick, twice as thick as the regular ones, and then I get some rods cut. I have them cut. I mean the shelf. I think I'm not sure. I think they saw cut it. They smoothed it out for me. You can get whatever you want. Like they can make you some really shiny ones. But and then I had all the rods cut, and I think I have some extra rods. But you have to get 4 of them per shelf. So you get 4 of these rods, these plexiglass rods. I think, I don't know, that looks like a 1/2 inch thick, maybe something around like that. And then I basically I glue them onto the shelf, and then you use those as your legs. I think sometimes I use epoxy most of the time. The epoxy is that stuff that you mix together with the hardener, and then it becomes hard. Or you can use a plastic cement, like for models and stuff. I think I've used both, and they both work. So that's the way I've done it in the past, and it works great. But I wanted to try this new way out. The bad thing about it is plexiglass. Plexiglass is nice. You can see it's held up pretty good. These shelves were in a fire this house actually caught on fire. The house that I'm in right now, that I'm moving back into, and I saved these shelves. So these shelves are saved. So they're all scratched up. So that's another thing about plexiglass. Plexiglass gets scratched up. And I don't think you can use like an ammonia-based cleaner on them. You need to use like some kind of plastics cleaner. Probably something that you use to clean like a TV screen with, or a monitor would probably work. Or some kind of plastics cleaner, obviously. But yeah, so that's another thing. It's very thick. You can see how thick it is. But it doesn't really bother me. It's very clear, so it's just clear like the glass. And the number one drawback is you can't take the shelves out anymore. So if you ever move, I had to actually, when I moved this from one house to another, I had to actually tape all these shelves to the glass so they wouldn't move too much or break. Some of them did break. So this one, see, you can see this one is still taped on here, and like 2 of the legs are missing. 2 of the legs are right there, so I have to actually glue those back on. That's why, and I just haven't had time to do it. So yeah, that is the problem. You can't take them out unless you break the legs off. Now, one thing I have done in the past is I have put a Velcro, those little Velcro dots on it, and then you can just like take it out, you know, or you can just break it off. That's what you can do. So. But that's what I did in the past. So right now I'm trying something else. I'm adding new glass shelves, and I'm using these wire ties. What are they called again? They're for holding it's a clip. It's this clip. I got these from Lowe's. They're 1/4 inch clip, light duty. They're basically rope ties, those cable ties basically. And that's it. That's how it works. So right there. So I just want to. I live in San Jose, and I went to Grand Prix. Is it Grand Prix Glass or something? Grand Prix Glass in San Jose, and they cut me some glass. I had it 15 1/8 by 11 1/4. I had 4 of them made, and they're 1/8 thick. And it cost me $47.76 after taxes. So it was about $40, $43. So that's not a bad deal. In fact, I want to say 1, 2, 3. I want to say that is actually. I don't think. Oh no, I have more here. Oh no, these are the glass ones. So if you want to see an example of what it looks like doing that, using those rods to hold it up, this is what I use to hold up the glass one. So it does work on the glass too. It works great. So, but so it's basically you're making a table on top of the existing shelf. Now, another bad thing about that is all the weight burden is on that one shelf. So basically, like, whatever you're going to put here and whatever you're going to put here, it doesn't distribute the load between. It doesn't bear the load. This is not load bearing. It's all load is pressed on the bottom shelf, the one that's actually connected to the wire. So with doing it this way, it's actually it bears its own load. So you don't have to worry about it being. Now I haven't put anything too heavy. These are plastic models right here, so they're not that heavy. So I think the spec for the Detolf is 8 pounds. You can put 8 pounds on these shelves, and it'll hold it and not break, hopefully. I don't know how much those thick plexiglass ones do, but yeah. So that's the glass version. That's the plexiglass version, and I think I paid about $40-50. So this is about $40-50. Except I think this was a little cheaper. This was this one I got 4 shelves. So the glass, if you buy glass, it's a little cheaper than plexiglass. And Plexiglass does not glass does not scratch as easily as plexiglass because plexiglass is plastic, and you can just use regular glass cleaner on it, or you can wash it in the sink, you know, with soap and water, like dish soap or something. So yeah, basically to do this mod, I had to buy 4 of these guys for one shelf. I didn't know if it was going to work. These kind of didn't work for me. These are the Lowe's ones. It's made by Blue Hawk here. It's a 1/4 inch. I don't know. I got this off of some website, and they said they use 1/4 inch, and I think 1/4 inch is too thick. You want to get the thinnest one that you can. I think if they have like an 1/8 or something, I'm gonna go get some thinner ones next time. But I heard Home Depot you can get some better ones. But what I had to do is I had to use a bench grinder, and I grinded the little mount here, so you can see it's a little flatter than this one here. I pretty much cut off the whole part here. So yeah, all of this, and I cut some of the edge here too of the U-bolt. So, and it still rubs. See? So as long as I don't open it all the way, if I open like 90 degrees, it's okay. If I go farther than that, it rubs a lot. So I could grind it some more, but I'm like, nah, it's fine. I'm gonna try to find some better ones, but for now, I will use these ones. But it works. It works good. There it is. So for some reason, this glass has a lot of front and back play. See how much front and back play there's? There's not a whole lot of left and right play. Yeah, not too much. I noticed these shelves, some of them are warped. Like they're kind of like twisted. See how there's a gap here? And then there's no gap on the bottom. So some of the, after a while, they start twisting and warping and stuff. So it can't be good, but it still holds stuff. So whatever. I was hoping it was going to hold it on the bolts, so I could put some plastic on it over it, like a valve cap on it, but a bolt cap. But nope, it doesn't work. So what I see some people do is they put some kind of like a rubber pad or something underneath here. Makes it kind of, I think they kind of look ugly too. The little bases, they look ugly. So that's one of the gripes. But you can take the shelf off quite easily. So that's it, without the shelf. Boom. So I'm gonna have to find some kind of so also, yeah, like I said, it has front and back play. So here in the front it what's the word, it stays on the top of the clamp here body, and then on the back it's actually resting on the bolt here, one of the U-bolt, or one of the nuts actually. So not too happy with that, and it won't, kinda can't, yeah, maybe you can kind of play with it a little bit, but I think like that is okay. So what all I did is like I kind of like fished it in there, and then I tighten it. I tighten it by hand. I might go get a wrench and tighten it a little tighter later. Just like not that very lightly tighten. I don't think it has to be really hard, but oh, also I leveled it. So another disadvantage of this is there's 4 different mounting points, and you can adjust them all. So it could be off. So if it has any kind of play on it, then you need to adjust it. So all I did was get a level. So I used my phone pretty much. I used the Bubble Level app on my phone, and then I just started wiggling them on the rails until the bubble was pretty much flat. So that's how I know this is pretty flat. Maybe I want to use a real level at some point. I think I got one in the garage, so I might go do that. And then I can clean this because it's got like fingerprints and stuff all over it now. But yeah, that's it. It turned out pretty good. So I think I like this. I like this because it's adjustable. You can adjust the height. So if I wanted to actually put like two shelves in one of the shelving areas, you could do that, or you could make it, you know, a little, take more, like have it smaller in one area and then larger in another area. You could do that. With this, it's not as easy to adjust. You'd have to cut the rods, basically. So, and that's a pain in the ass because you have to make sure they're the same length. But when I had them cut, they were all cut, precisely cut. So the good thing about this is that it's always level. For the most part, it's level. Unless, you know, this is crooked or something. And it bears its own load on the rail, so it doesn't add the load to the bottom shelf. And this is a little cheaper. I think I got one extra shelf compared to the plexiglass one, so that actually worked out pretty well. So yeah, I think that's it looks pretty sharp. There's no rod going down, but then you got these ugly mounts here, the cable ties in there. But it worked pretty good. I think I like this better because it's cheaper. But it's dependent on how well you can get the glass, is what I'm gonna say. The glass place I went to was pretty cheap. It was like pretty much $10 a shelf, and I heard that's about the going rate. But I've heard some people charge $20 a shelf. So, and I told them, like, yeah, it's only 1/8 thick. Like, you're not gonna be putting too much heavy stuff on it. Like, nope. Because if you see this glass right here, for this very big display case here, that's almost like a quarter. Yeah, that's like twice as thick almost. Maybe it's probably not a quarter. It's probably a little. It looks a little thicker than this one here, because this one is so much longer. But this one is definitely a quarter, at least a quarter, I think. So plexiglass has to be thicker, and the legs. Actually, you could probably do this mod with the plexiglass too. You can do the same thing with plexiglass. So it's basically, you know, it's your call. Do you want to use plexiglass or glass? I would go with whatever the cheaper one is. But just remember that the plexiglass is not as rigid as glass, you know, regular glass. So you're gonna have to get thicker plexiglass, and that's why that one costs more. And plexiglass scratches. But other than that, you know, either one is okay. Also, I like the rod thing, but it's hard to take the shelf out if you want to clean it or you want to move it somehow. So I actually moved it with the shelves in there. Some of them didn't quite make it without getting the legs busted off, but you know, it worked out pretty well. And I brought these shelves up like 15 flight of steps, so it on a dolly, so it worked pretty good. They didn't break too bad. I lost 2 legs, so I just need to glue 2 back on. So yeah, whenever you want to take the shelf off, you got to bust the legs off. So there you go. There's HadesOmega's Detolf figure case mod. It's a very common one I've seen on the internet. A lot of people have been doing it, but this is the way I've been doing it for years, and it works pretty good. You can see, look at how many figures, look at how much more figures you can put if you got small figures, you know. And then, like, yeah, if you still want to use a big one, then you can still use big ones. So these ones are pretty big figures. So this is a 1 from 44, but it's got